Yo guys, what's up? We're back. This time with something new. We finished off the Orc Dragster. I finished shooting a video tutorial. It's going to air tomorrow morning, earlier on today, on something very unrelated to this. Very unrelated to this. Banzast Arms, cheers for the host. Des, thank you for the host as well. So today we're going to paint Reikenor. We're going to start Reikenor, at least. There's a fair bit to do on this guy. And here's our colour palette. Rival Sarah! How you doing? So, we're going to use green, blue, red, and purple on this guy. It's going to have a diverse but cool colour palette. Now, that green, I'm not going to lie, that might not get used, because that stuff, from what I remember, it says vivid lime green. They were not joking when they wrote that label. This is green. But I'm hoping we can get that down to a nice sort of greeny blue, teal kind of colour out of this. Toonie Spruce, thank you for the host. Tilts, thank you as well. Lord Gitface, guys, absolute fucking superstars, every single one of you. In the chat, we've got Viking with the bad puns. Target number 4, only because Amazon Prime, which is still one of my favourite usernames ever. Tilts, who's got some mac and cheese. Snake Plissken, Crownblade, Epic Ants, Big Brom, Des, Banzast Arms, and of course the bot. So, first thing I'm going to do is get a value layer down. Cake Fisk, what up, dude? The value layer is going to be put on with the airbrush. So, let's get that ready to go. Now, when using white ink, over the last... I couldn't tell you how long it's taken to finally get to a ratio that seems stable, that doesn't speckle, that doesn't like lose control and just like piss everywhere. It's taken a while to get to that stage, but found a ratio. So you need 1 part ink to 2 parts flow improver to 1 part water, and that will allow us to get some pretty good coverage. What brand is that? I found it's managed for acrylic inks and picked up some Liquitex. This is Dalarani. It's their FW ink. And yes, Tilts, I believe I just said we're using airbrush, so maybe you're on a delay. What was your interesting experience with ink? Because there's a lot of like play with what you got here. Like, this is the absolute thinnest version of paint, just to begin with, because it's an ink. And then I put it 1-to-1 with water, so we've got a really thin version of it. I've then added twice that amount of flow improver to the pot. This is about as thin as you will ever get paint. Until later on when we glaze the inks in. So what's everyone up to? First is like a nerdy glove to just go, ooh, gravity not the settling gradient, it wouldn't help much, we need more. To be honest, mate, that normally just comes down to control. Like, if you get that, it's because you've left like paint in the nozzle, not cleared it properly. But we're super thin. We're jamming the nozzle down, the trigger down rather, and we're not getting spider webs. So all comes down to control. Anyone that says you can't spray at the PSI that I spray at, you get spider webs, this is the thinnest thing you'll ever see through an airbrush. No spider web. So, that was using a brush. I don't have an airbrush yet. Ah, well, that's half the problem. Stop buying minis, buy an airbrush. Right, just going to have a quick dust of this. Simat! Cheers for that sub, dude. 2 months now. Superstar. So earlier on, every time someone gifts a sub, if it's more than like one, I just sort of screenshot the chat, put them into a document, and just do them after the fact. And earlier, I got all of the subs that were given in the last month uploaded. So you've all got your meeps now. And there were a few. There was quite a many. Right, what we're doing is we're going to start getting this onto all of the areas we want to be brighter. Trying to leave some shadows, keep this nice and interesting. We will come back in with some black ink, I imagine, in a bit. But for instance, on these wings, we're just going to do this. So this is a value layer. Think of it as a light map. In video game design, they call stuff like this ambient occlusion. Like how much of a surface gets light. Okay. They then put a map over the top of that, which has got all the colours and stuff on, and then away you go. Cakefish, no idea yet. No idea. Still haven't heard, but I'm expecting probably another. Let's see, it's been nearly a month. It took him 7 weeks to get through Rob at the Honest Wargamers. So I'm expecting to maybe hear back by the stream anniversary. Stream anniversary! Liang, how you doing, bro? So earlier on today, through the mail came this. We've got our rippers from Forge World, Stu Redacted. How you doing? Hello, thank you for that host. Look at that. 3 different sets of ripper swarms, all in resin, and with about a trillion miles of fucking cleaning resin to do. But that's not the end of the world. But they arrived today. Want to know what else arrived today? All that. Big white box. Carnifexes in the big white box. Carnifexes. Yes. Haven't had a chance to play the Carnifex for ages. 3 boxes of Warriors. 2 boxes of Venom Thropes, which also build into the Zone Thropes. Yes. We've got all the NID stuff. Jen Nelson! 22 months. Absolute boss. Proper OG. Old granny. How you doing, sweetie? Is it Carnifexes or Carnify? No, Carnifexes. 1 Carnifex, 2 Carnifexes. So yeah, really looking forward to getting those done. Last time I built a Tyranid army, I ended up selling it, unfortunately. This one we're giving away, so... Oh, dude, it's not that many minis. What we do need, though, and I need to make an Instagram post about this tomorrow, is some suggestions for colour schemes. Voodoo Yaz! Dude! Long time no see, bro. How's it going? Wamposaurus. Awesome, mate. Awesome. My other half gets her 2nd shot in like a week or so. Actually, shit, maybe it's this weekend, thinking about it. So yeah, fingers crossed it all goes well. Skeptic, how's it going, bro? can't remember which one she got. Honestly, I can't remember. I know there are two. Liang, thank you for those bits, bro. We hit our 100% hype train off of that as well. We succeeded through level 1. Will we pass level 2? This is the question. But yeah, super excited about getting this Nid army sorted. But we do need some suggestions for colour scheme. Now, there have been some put in the chat already. This is need to go in the Streamiversary lists section on Discord. Especially put Discord for a link, obviously. Level 2 requires human sacrifice. I mean, I'm down. RGE Wolf coming in. 3 months now. Absolute legend. That's a new badge for you, bro. We're getting away through that level 2 hype train. Let me pop over to Discord and go to Streamiversary lists. And so here is some picks that we've got. Mensa Nurse being given a sub by target number 4. Dude. Absolute boss. Let me just give Mensa Nurse his meeps. Currency. There we go. Right, so in Discord at the moment, here's some of the schemes that we've been given. This is a really in-your-face pink and blue scheme. Like, really in your face. I think if I did that, I'd have to make a lot more purple to dark tones into that to keep it looking a bit more interesting. But that's cool. Janelson! What are you doing? We've got 5 gift subs being thrown in by the awesome lady that is Janelson. Sergeant Major 22, Ugly 81, Outsider Miniatures, Bitter Brush, and the infamous Nerd. All you guys just been given subs by the legend that is the OG member around here, Janelle Sen. Booyah, she says. Booyah indeed. Let's get some hype. But yeah, these are the schemes that we've got so far. So we've got a Brain Bug, we've got Tyrannofex, I think that is. This just looks really horrifying. It's a bit of pink that makes it even worse. Even you call me old granny. I mean, that's what OG means, right? Here's another colour scheme. I like this. Purple and blue. I'm down. Womposaurus, no. We need some suggestions in here. And if you like one of the ones that's there, upvote it. Let me know. I must include this one in the poll. So this was cool. I like it. Lots of highlights down that tail. I mean, we won't have time to do that on every miniature, but that is very cool. This one, I kind of like. It looks a little bit like a mech. Though it's obviously not a mech. But I like it. Yeah, Womposaurus, put it in again. But anyone that's got a suggestion for a scheme, get it in this set of stuff. Jaeger's put in a load of like poison frog schemes. We've got this fucking epic looking snake from Scaragon. There's 2 snakes. Double snack. Cuttlefish. Why not? Gummer's put one in. We've got Dez with High Fleet Stabilo. We've got this one from Tizzo. Get all your colour schemes in there. You can put the coconut crab in if you like, but I really don't like the scheme. It's not the amount of work, but just the final look to it. It's just not my favourite. Nalindy, how you doing? Do hope you find a colour scheme and submit it for our Streamiversary Tyranid army we're giving away, or well, raffling off. Want to win an entire 40k army painted by me? It's up for grabs. You didn't raid. Like, we try and save the big cheers like that for raids. You can have one if you really want, though. If it's gonna make you feel real sad, then we'll go for it. You know. +1 turbo dork color shift scheme, never happening. Fucking never ever happening. I hate that shit. Just someone that's done an army that's all candy coat. I've come to realise that stuff like that sounds cool when you're trying to work out how you're going to paint your stuff, but swiftly becomes, I can't really highlight this. So, Wraith, Nids did win. Nids won. Nids won by like a clear 50-something votes as well. So, big ups to Moon Tyrannid, username checks out, for the hard campaigning he was doing for those. Right, and you can see what's going on with this value layer, right? We're getting the light and the dark areas. We're going to do all of Reikenor, the horse, his cloak, and all that sort of stuff in a combination of red and blue, basically. Candy coat is basically that. Yeah, it doesn't need to be Tamiya. There's lots of different ways you can do it, but yeah, that's basically it. And then the base, we're going to get some purple in the recesses, and then I'm going to mix the vivid green and the turquoise inks that I've got, and we're going to end up with a, hopefully, like real dark teal. But the first half, easily the first half of this stream, is basically going to be me laying down this value layer. This is super important. This is the roadmap for everything. So we're going on with white now to hit our high points of light. And we get some black ink out, tighten those up, get some nice sort of spots of differentiation between one and the other, and then keep going. Candy apple red is supposed to be red over gold. Yeah, it's basically a metallic with another color over the top of it. I have a commission to do soon that has a candy coat element to it, but it's like one element on a model. And it's on a surface that wouldn't really have anything in the way of edge highlights at all, so it'll work alright, but it's not my favorite thing to paint. I need to make sure our values are relatively close. You see these spines between the wings are nothing like the same. Just keep building. The Crooked Grin! Cheers to that host, dude. But what's everyone up to today? Who's getting their paint on? Who's got some projects they're working through? We've been putting in some serious work on our next commission, which is the Custodies some of you have seen me working on. We've been doing a lot of the assembly for those dreads recently. They're all assembled, even the Telemon. They're all good to go. And we've gone a little bit further than that as well. So, I feel you, man. Scott told me got marked down for like a highlight, so it's like, how do you... Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's impossible to highlight it. And so, from a judge's perspective, they're like, well, you couldn't be asked to highlight it. So, you've done this instead, and that saved you doing it. And I get it. I get why they think that. Because... it's accurate, if not always the case. So yeah, get a definite feels bad moment in there. Not good at all. What is tar coating? No idea what that is. Crooked Grin, looking forward to a long weekend. Nice, dude. Legs and some falcon wings. Awesome. That's looking good as well, man. Keep going with that. There's a massive amount of building. Paint to come soon. Sweet. FShares. I ordered my very first airbrush today. Effing hype. Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. Lily, I'm good. I'm good. I think I've finally gotten over the allergy attack that I inflicted upon myself when I deep cleaned the living bejesus out of my desk the weekend. Ordered another couple of monitors. Ordered a couple of monitors because one of my previous ones literally like exploded somewhere inside. Pizio! 4 months, let's go, he says. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you very much for the support, brother. Escape from Tarkov. Oh, right, okay. You're repainting it Dark Angels. Fair. Ants. Overlords are great for stuff like that. All those chest vents. Super, super cool. Get some OSL on those. Yeah, one of my monitors blew up and had to replace it. So I figured I may as well just replace both at the same time. Assumed that my monitors were 28-inch. Spoiler alert, they were not. And so I now have 2 gargantuan monitors on my desk. However, 28-inch and 4K, I can get quite a lot open on one screen. That means that I don't have... I think his camera is up. It's at a funny angle. That's better. Focus here. There you go. Bit of brush! Dude! You just got given a sub by one of the guys here, and then you bring your community over here. Absolute superstar. Thank you very much, dude. How is your stream? What were you on? What are you doing today? We're working on Reikenor the Grimhaler right now. Get some follows in for Bit of Brush. In fact, let me just double check that I'm following you, because something tells me I might not be. Survey says... Still waiting for that part to load. No, we do follow you. We do follow you. This is good. This is good. Always embarrassing when that happens. Oh, you want... No, not at all, dude. You don't owe me shit. But, however, do give a shout out to Janelle Sen, who gave you your sub. Anyway, we're working on Reikenor. We're getting down a lot of values with some white ink. Then we're going to take some blue and some red. We've got turquoise and red, in fact. Going to turn this guy into something looking real good using those. So on the wings, we've kept everything kind of tight. On the cloak, we want a... We've got 2 different cloaks on. Let's try and shade these separately if we can. We want to do a transition on the cloak, so I'm thinking like red at the front or blue at the front, red at the back. But this guy's going to look fun. Posted that high fleet, at least a model in Discord now. Nice, dude. It'll get added to the vote. As long as I like it. We'll narrow it down to 5, top 5. And once again, we'll ask for the community vote on how to paint the NID army that's being raffled off for the streamiversary. It's about a month to go. In fact, it's a month. It's the 24th and 25th of April. We're on the 25th of March right now. So in a month's time, it's the stream's birthday. How exciting is that? All the hype. So using the lightest possible brush pressure for this. So by brush pressure with an airbrush, I don't mean the air pressure. I'm still using plenty of air put that paint out real fierce so we got a nice tight cone of paint, giving ourselves the accuracy we want to get all these details in. What I mean is how far we're pulling back on the trigger, so how much paint we're allowing out. Let's see, a lot of this is going to be painted in like normal form, so not with the ink, same as the filigree and stuff on his armor, all that kind of stuff, all going to be like done normally. Right, bit of brush said, I painted some Death Guard commissions, Death Shroud, Lord of Contagion, and a Blight Hauler. Played a pracky game of Blood Bowl 2 with the Excellent Screamer, 1 Riser Slip. Nice. Very nice. Sounds like you've had a really good day, dude. Can't be mad at that. Cannot be mad at that. I love Blood Bowl. Haven't played the video game for a while. Went through a phase last year, I think. Hard to keep track of anything that happened last year, let's be honest now. But yeah, went through a phase of that last year. I think I was playing Nurgle's Rotters. Trying to hit 225 followers by April 2nd, so any followers helps. That's a random arbitrary goal? Why 225? Like, specifically, why 225? Why not, like, 250? Yeah. Random numbers. I wonder if there's, like, a proper reason for that. The Dyson, how you doing? And SJ, what up, bro? There's a lot going on this mini. Obviously, the flames we got. I knew that'd be you, SJ. I heard the noise. Didn't even have to look up. Lucky Charm stayed in the cup. You're good. You're good. Must say your accuracy with those very, very much improved. We'll start picking out some brighter areas of this. So we're trying to work on some modulation. Yeah, bring out the brightness quite a lot. Leave those recesses, and we'll come back in and re-emphasize those recesses where we feel going to create the most drama. And away we go. Nalindi, you have fun with your D&D. My girlfriend's D&D group on Thursdays, unfortunately, has paused, we'll say. DM's got every intention of picking it back up again post-lockdown, but it's just finding the whole online thing a little bit of a drag. So that's a shame. Just going to hit this statue with some pretty strict, where we can, zenithals. So trying to stay as like above the statue as possible to create some really dynamic shadows. Look at those darker areas we've got coming in from there. Just going to quickly whack the edge of the needle. Alternatives are D&D and DH platform. I don't know what they're using. But probably the same thing, and Discord to chat and have video and so on. But the guy that's a DM is a very like social person. And I think for him it's that having that like physical connection, like people in the same room all playing. So. Dreadfear, yes it was. This went to Sons of Rolo. Okay, not bad. Who won both this and the voucher. One of, I think, only 2 people to double up on the prizes in nearly 2 years. It's been Sons of Brolo and the Johnsonator. Only people to have done that. This element, the statue, the base, because of the way this model is posed, could be a right absolute bastard to paint with the inks the way we want to do it. We're going to give it a go, see what happens. I'm relatively confident, as usual, in my general airbrush skills. There's quite a lot of room for fucking it up, basically. Alright, let's look at these paving slabs. What we're going to do here, I think, is boost the value. Go to the outside or the inside? Outside would be better to highlight. Hit all those cracks, all the outside edges of these things. Thanks for the follows. Enjoy the raid. Hey, no worries, dude. You take care. Oh, what was the thing with the 225? Did you answer that? No. Okay. Get face. I'm pretty sure that that's kind of his. Des, I'm not sure it entirely works like that. Wow. Sorry about that. Yeah, not sure that's exactly the way the math goes. But hey, at least he took the mystery box prize, you know. You guys got to see what's in it. We got any guesses from you guys on the contents of this month's mystery box? Anyone venture a guess? Exclamation point mystery if you're unsure of what the deal is with that. Right, let's start boosting a lot of these. So what looked white before now starts to look a little bit grey as the ink dries, yeah? So let's come in and just hit some areas to really hot them up. So the bottom of that cloak, yeah? This is going to look so much darker in comparison now. A-Cold, we're using white ink mixed 1 to 2 to 1 with flow improver and water. So it's 1 part ink, 1 part water, 1 part and 2 parts flow improver, not 1 part flow improver. So it's very, very, very thin. Very thin. Still using our regular near 45 psi. First trigger pull. All the power. All the power. It's all about getting that control. That's what helps drive your airbrush, right? Helldrake, Orc War Boss. Is it a boat? People keep asking about the boat. The toe from Big Lebowski. Wow, I mean, it's unlikely to be a toe. Mars Pattern Warlord Titan. The mystery box isn't actually large enough to fit one of those in. That's the only rule of the mystery box. And we've so far in... How have we been doing the mystery box for? The first one was fish. Wow, I think it's been over a year. We haven't had to swap out the box for a larger box yet, and we've given away some pretty goddamn epic minis. We've had Helverin in there. We've had Swarmlord in there. This dude. There's been some good shit in that mystery box. Sorry, it wasn't Helverin, it was the other guy, Warblade. Alright. This will be the time it's one plastic tree. You might know. Swarmlord wasn't in the box. Okay. That's right, yeah, because that was a donation to the stream. Yeah. You're right. That was a sponsored giveaway, actually. Very privileged to have this very generous community. One particular individual, Mr. Wooden Spoon Wargaming, was like, you know what, I'd love to see you paint a Swarmlord. Can I please contribute one to your giveaway? So, yep, go for it. Right, I'm pretty sure we've got the white built up on this to where we want it to be. Now you can see how much detail there is coming out of the mini now. We've got this white down. Just have a quick look around for any spaces that need an extra bit. We might do some more on the base, especially around this little crazy door, to work some of the inside edges of that cape. I want to keep them dark, but from here they're visible enough that we should show them a little bit more love. Maybe a Valiant. I mean, I'm not sure. Book started after that, I reckon 9 months or so. I think it started. You won that in January or February last year. I think it was March. Like, it was whenever we did the Eldar Wraith Lord. That was the first thing in the mystery box. And I remember selling Fish, my Eldar army. He won. I'm like, you should take the box. He's like, I want to take this. I'm like, no, you should take the box. No, but I really want this. Yeah, but trust me, bro. You should take the box. And like, there you go. There's Eldar shit. More Eldar for your Eldar army that I've literally just sold you. Right. Let's get going on down here again. Boosting the highlights on some of the edges for the cobblestones, the paving slabs, whatever you want to call them. Denomic. Well, in January, painted February, it faster afterwards. It wasn't in the box. Maybe. I remember we did a lot of green and purple and orange around there. So yeah, that would have been the second one. So it would have been March last year. So yeah, about a year. Crazy, man. Time goes on. Okie doke. Right. I think we're done with the white. Not quite. Just going to boost up these wings just a little more. We'll come with a hairdryer. Make sure everything's dry. And then I don't think we even need to use the black. I think I've got enough variation here without having to. So we can work in some washes after all this looks dry. There'll be no issue. Right, remember guys, the giveaway schedule is slightly different next month. This month is still the last stream of the month. We're all good. Can we give a couple of hosts again? By all means, bro. Love getting those hosts. Really, really help the stream out. I promise you so much. Thank you very much, Dreadfear. 92 viewers. 40 minutes into the stream on a Thursday. I got the day right. We're learning the days of the week. Oh dear. Right, we're going to start off with the turquoise, I think. because I think the red will have a better time covering it than the other way around. So we want the turquoise on the outsides. So we'll start airbrushing out that way. We're going to get the wings. We're going to get like the back of the cape. We're going to get the underside of the horse. Sort of more like if we drew a line across here, so a diagonal line like that. Yeah? If we did a line there, we kind of want this bit turquoise, this bit red. With the exception of this area here, which I want turquoise. Possibly even the armor plate. Though I think that's bone. No, it is armor. Because that bit in there is bone. It's such a fucking weird mini, this. So, Dino Mike. Cool. Hey, I'm new to this. I'm struggling. There's no seem improving. I'm sticking with it, though. I look at some of your stuff. It looks great. Well, cheers, dude. Really appreciate that. Painting, like anything, is a skill that requires time and effort and patience. Because if it was easy, like really easy, then we wouldn't have painting contests, because everyone would be a Golden Demon winner caliber artist. And what you'd end up with, instead of painting contests, is just like a concept contest. So you can come up with the coolest concept. So don't worry about finding it difficult. What I will say is that towards the end of the stream, we almost always do a work in progress gallery. And as we didn't do one on Tuesday because my allergies were playing up, I had to leave the stream like bang on finish time. We will do one this evening, 100%. So what that means for anyone in stream is if you need some feedback, if you need a little bit of like guidance on how to progress with your minis, get them in the whip gallery. We have a chat about them. So !whip. Post up to 3 of your images. And we'll take a look later on as a community. Tilts, what you need to do, and I mean this, bro, I'm not going to give you any feedback on a miniature at all until you finish a miniature. Okay? You get halfway through, like, an element, and you're like, is this good? Like, I don't know. Paint the rest of it, like, at least that part, and I'll be able to tell you if it's good. This Manius Calgar mini you're working on, right? You've got, you know what, I'm going to darken that down just a touch. Let me grab some of this ivory black and get that in there. You've shown me the hand like 3 times now, I think. And every single time I've sort of looked at it and I'm like, okay, cool. Do your edge highlights. Oh, that's completely desaturated it. Alright, let's try a different mix. Let's try this and purple. Keep the saturation up. But I need to see, like with that hand, like all the highlights done, including the edges, to see if your gradient's in the right place. And you're not going to improve if you just do bits of. Alright? So there's your guidance, bro. Finish a mini. Give it your best on everything. And I don't mind if you're like 3/4 of the way through and you're like, you know what, mate, I'm really struggling with this aspect of it. I'm having a hard time. Let's do that. Hard time working out how to do X. Because at least at that point, I've got enough to go on that I can put you in the right direction. He's a good mini. He's a good mini. Hoping this turquoise works though, because I really want to use the inks for this guy. Good stuff, dude. Good to hear. Well, that purple just fucking overtook everything. That is a strong ass purple. Yeah, fuck it. Let's just go with a load more of this. I like Ultramarines. I got no issue with Ultramarines whatsoever. I think they're a really good color scheme. I don't really care about like the Ultra Smurf, Super Lore, and everything else. Where if you are Kato Sakaras, congratulations, you win everything. And I am Marnius Calgar, ripping the heads off of Lords of Skulls. Jezal Sekil, thank you for the follow and welcome to the stream. It's a good mid blue. Let's come with a highlight on this. Dude! Oh, Spleen, you absolute superstar. Throwing out a gift sub to Dino Mike. Let me award your meep, sir. There you do. So Mike, exclamation point win and exclamation point mystery to find out why it's always a good idea to be a sub here. Alright, let's give this a shot. So we're hitting the outsides of the wings of this blue. So to begin with, we're working from a distance. We're letting our airbrush spray be very diffuse. Okay, we want to get full coverage, so we want to see every part of this blue. What we don't want to see is it being one tone throughout. Have to get all these variations. So the light point, the dark point, you see we've got those there. We're going to accentuate this in a minute with some highlights of this turquoise color, I think. But we just use the turquoise and don't mix in the red, or the purple rather. To make sure we've got every part of it. Some of it will just be subtle because it's going over what's nearly black. Some of it will be very vibrant, just going over what's nearly white. But we need that variation right from the get-go. And let the overspray go all the way down so we start getting our red in. We can feather that in. Mr. Enigma, thank you very much for that sub, dude. 5 months in a row. Dude. Ultramarines only look good in 2 squad colors. I mean, you may have opinions on that. They may be incorrect. I like Ultramarines. I got no issue with them. And I guarantee you, chat, I guarantee you, I don't care who you are, I've painted more Ultramarines in my life than you have. So, if anyone's going to be sick of painting blue, right here. Anyone that's ever worked for GW has painted a fuck ton of Ultramarines. You've got to do at least one of every box set. All of the like big games that come out, so like back in the day, things like your Battle for McCrag and all that lot, you've had to paint a couple of those. Because not only have you got to paint one for the store, for the gallery and the cabinet, you've got to paint one for the intro table. Then you've got to paint some more for the little shits that have come in and stolen some of the minis. It's a metric fuck ton. The big one. So, Mr. Enigma, what up, bro? How you doing? Alright, let's start getting some of the underside of our horse. Again, just working slow. Tiny amount of paint, even pressure. Start to build this up. here on some of his cape. Wasn't there a team of guys that had to paint hundreds on a short time frame for some photo shoot for one award? Yeah. But that happens a lot. They have teams of people to do that. Like the bulk army painters and so on. That's their job. But yeah, the Ultramarines, and like I said, anyone that's worked for GW has painted way more Ultramarines than they wanted to have painted. And if I've come out of that and still like the colour scheme, then it can't be that bad, right? Okay, so he's very blue now. Currently. Is the company secret that GW shine at their catalogue minis in Photoshop? No. No, secret's fucking out, dude. Like, has anyone seen some of GW's bad photoshops that they've done? Where like, oh, we want to put all of the Raven Wing units into this picture, so here's an ATV that's just photoshopped in. Happens. Yeah, I'm not sure that any of the Codex Marine chapters are super interesting. I get where you're coming from, dude. I do, like 100% I do. But I'm not sure that any of the regular Marine chapters can be interesting anymore. I think we've kind of hit a wall with Marines, where Marines are just Marines, and that's the sort of the end of. But I understand what you're saying, mate. I really do. I'd like it if you saw a lot more cool stuff come out from Marines in different colours, but you won't unless it's a chapter-specific unit now. So if they redid Wolfen or whatever, see those Space Wolves. It's cool. But the main chapter is Ultramarines. Yeah. And the amount that they shift, they're going to keep making Space Marines till long after you or I have bit the dust, right? They might be called something different by then, but they'll always be painted blue. Alright, speaking of blue, there we go, we've got a load of blue. So next up, we're going to start working on the red, and then when we come back in, we're going to work our highlights. Actually, no, we won't do the red, we'll work on the base. Work on the base. So I want to try and get to a teal. Let's see what happens if we mix this while I've got some blue in the airbrush. I put on night 14 days straight into daddy duties and doing my house having time off. Been for 2 months, get some hobby time this week. Shit, dude, that sounds very tiring. I'm not sure how you manage, put it that way. Right, how have we got dark teal, or have we just got super vibrant green? We've still got pretty super vibrant green. Okay, let's go back in with the blue. If we have to, we'll do this with regular paint, not inks. I was hoping to get this done with inks. We'll see. We'll see. That's okay. Right. So let's hit the base with this. Need to get all of this statue and so on with this. That's why we're using this now. We've got plenty of time for refinement. Wolf time! Dude! Thank you for the raid, man. How are you? How is your stream? What were you up to today? What you got going on? Try to do night shift and look after my 4 kids. Yeah, 4 kids. TV doesn't work in your house? Brookie! Mate, get out. You're going to be insulting like that. You can just leave. I'm ashamed and appalled at your behaviour. How you doing, champ? How's those custards going? Let's do some work on custards today. Now we're working on some dead dude from Sigma. I keep wanting to call him Reikenor the Summoner, and I know it isn't right, it's Grimhaler. I had to look it up before the stream. I was positive his name was Reikenor the Summoner. Don't know why. Do not know why. So, do you guys want a secret to how to paint just like this bit and not this bit with the airbrush? Bouncers Arms, you take care, man. Take care. Mech Boss Herb Dreg, I want to say. He tried to make us believe a miniature without base is finished. It looks quite nice. Miniature without base is not finished. In fact, no miniature I've ever painted has been finished. But Hexabrina, that is a very cool pooch emote, liking that. Welcome. What was he trying to pass off as finished with that base? Because frankly, man, that's appalling. How dare you? Cool beans, right. We get some purple in there. Combating the dog with the meep emote. I like it. I like it. Don't call me. Fight, 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 fight. Let's drop some purple in here. This is a extremely in-your-face purple. Got a lot of work to blend these two colours, which we'll do through highlights and some washes. Right, let's start with our shadows. So going on really, really light. Yeah, taking our time with this purple. I know how powerful it is. I'm just going to want to overpower anything it goes over. So you're barely pulling the trigger back to get this purple in. I'm going to create a nice sort of it's a word for spooky things. I forgot what it is. It's not spooky. It's like ethereal, but that's not right. Okay. You nozzle on the airbrush? No. No. Just talking about the base. I even said the model looks quite nice, despite being a zogging space dog. Nothing wrong with the space fairies. Bad trip. How you doing, bro? Just got rid of a sec. What models do I buy? Ooh. I mean, what takes your fancy? Is there anything out there? Oh, hang on. So, as someone that's been recently made redundant, first things first. What do you need to get that isn't toy soldiers? It's like real life shit. Start there, and I'm sorry to hear it, dude. I'm a very, very fortunate person. I managed to sort of leverage being made redundant into being a full-time miniature painter. Like that's not an option for a lot of people. So do all the adult shit first, and then, you know. But the real answer is, have you got an airbrush yet? You know, big brain says buy airbrush. Little brain says buy more toy soldiers. Getting those shades here and there. In a minute we'll do all of the paving stones, the cobblestones, whatever they are, slabs, tiles. Back in another job already, so it's fine. It doesn't miss GW's next hit on my wallet. Nice. An average 3 weeks ago. Awesome. Awesome. Well, in that case, mate, spoil yourself. Like I said, is there an army that you've been like, you know what, I'd just like to have a go at so-and-so? Is there a model that you just thought, you know what, I really just want to paint this. I don't want to start an army, I just want to paint this one thing. Now's the time for stuff like that. Frivolous purchases. Alternatively, it's the other adult big brain move, which is like, well, we can put this into a savings account. Take my girl on holiday. Yeah. Get into all these recesses. Real tiny pulls on that trigger. Ah, shit, stuff and things. Sorry, I had to concentrate. Drunk Mystic! Rule 1, adult first. Rule 2, toy soldiers. Rule 3, if you need an airbrush, forget about Rule 1. Yeah, actually in that order. Zombies! How you doing? I am painting a Nighthaunt. I'm glad you know what it is. Oh, no fucking clue. But yes, I am painting the dead thing. This was one of the giveaway prizes from last month. And mostly because it was in GW's Warhammer Sigmar Conquest style magazine. For about 10 quid by the time I paid for postage. So I can't be mad at that at all. Can't be mad at that. You're building a Dead Thing army? Go figure. I mean, username checks out. What about the new Dead Things from G-Dubs with actual zombies? They've got some proper zombies that definitely would look great with like blue hair and green skin and so on. To be fair, those new models are sick AF. I'm a big fan. And I don't really do Sigmar-y stuff, so. Oh, nice one, dude. Well done, Sergeant Rolf. Wolf time, you take care, dude. What's the savings account I speak of? White Sorcerer. It's basically where you put money for future purchases. Buy some shares in GW. I did that with my redundancy check as well. It means that every time they bring something out new that I don't care about, I still care about it because someone's going to buy it. It's a great way to become, like, actually invested in the hobby, right? No, save the characters to GW Till. No, because I shop at Element. Right, just gonna get into some of these tiny folds in the cloak. Using that trigger, like, just back and forth. You know, easily able to hit those. Right, it's not magic, it's just tiny pulls of the trigger. You get amazing control. You know, it just takes practice, that's all. Anyone can do this. Cool, that's pretty much what I wanted. Need to darken down some of this area. Clean the tip. Check once you get a chance, just been all the way through your Insta. Now I feel like I've been stalked. Yeah, Yeti Boss, yeah, absolutely. It'll say, like, available to order, or it will say, like, order now. Oh my god. Des, you absolute boss. Was it May? Shit. God, Des has just done a rundown of all the minis we've painted as giveaways. In order of, like, earliest to now. Space Wolf Phobos Lieutenant that went to... So that got sent to... oh, shit. He did the Knight Armor plate for us. Oh, fuck. It's like a Chaos-themed name. No, can't remember the dude's name. That's a real shame. He was a very cool guy. Sculpted a custom Chaos Knight like suit of armor, like the panels for it. Amazing. So that went all the way to him, and then he didn't pick it up from the post office. It sat at the post office for like a month. They sent it back because he hadn't been asked to pick it up. I ended up giving it to Tank Roberts from Team Hellstorm. So Danny, when you see Tank, tell him to use that fucking Space Wolf. Balefire Forge, that's the one. See, there's you're brilliant, you are, mate. Too much brain damage here. Did a Master of Possession, that was a Iron Warrior style one. Clamps, the Orc Dreadnought for October. We did Necron November, we did Necron Overlord in purple, orange, and blue. He looked awesome. Spleen, that was actually terrible. Very terrible. Then we did Night Lords Greater Possessed. Yes, he was Night Lords. He was basically a cross between Venom and Carnage. That was more what I was going for. Swarm Lord in January. February was a Farseer that went to Michael, who's a streamer. Then we did our first 24-hour stream, and Captain Jack Marrow got given away. He was brilliant. First bust I ever painted. Loved it. Really loved it. Need to keep an eye out for some more interesting busts to do for giveaways and stuff. Then it was a Sister Battle Hospitaller, this time last year. Our first anniversary, we did the night. We did a Patriarch in April. Then in May was the first mystery box. That went to Fish, that was a Wraith Knight. We did an Imperial Fist we gave away during the Nurgle-a-thon. We did Ragnar Blackmane, that went to Peckish Fox. Had lots of fun painting him. We did the Indomitus giveaway. We did more Nurgle, we did the D&D character Nurgle dude. Yeah. The Necronathon, the first one. Damn, that was August. Then we did a Terminator in August, a Grot, which was September, and yeah, nothing on Instagram. I never posted it. Shit. Then we did Metal Calgar and Kyria Draxus, the Inquisitor, in October. November we did the Invicta and the Warcry Ogre, the Ogroid Myrmidon. Great mini. Did Lionel Johnson, the Bigature. That was fun. That went to Ginger Steve. Bloodborne Minotaur and the Omega Warglaive in December. We did Khan for my birthday in the old school World Eaters color scheme. Lenny and Carl for January. So that was the diorama that won the public vote for the Amsterdam Battle Brothers Busy Brush Brawl. And Gorzag and Nickit. And then February, this guy and this guy. All about bright colours this month, obviously for the giveaways. So, yeah. There you are. That's the history of giveaways on the channel. I mean, damn. I'm impressed with that. That's a hell of a lot of shit we've given away. Go for a lay down. I don't blame you. Rhiannon, Glass Joe, how you guys doing? Right, now I'm going to go on with a red. So we're using Flame Red. Or Flamme Rouge. This is a really powerful red. Love it a bit. It's super good. Obviously, we need to be very careful now when we're spraying this. Don't want to get any of this on the base. It will really take over on our base. Well, we want our transitions between the red and the blue to be purple. We want to keep those kind of tight. Don't want the purple being right up here and the blue tips. None of that. Just want a short but good transition. Painting Gorzag, nice dude. Nice. He's a fun model, isn't he? Lots of cool shit there. Right, let's just work right out here at the front, first off. So we need to avoid this bit where we can. One of the reasons why we've painted that down first, though, is so that if the red gets on there, we'll end up with a bit of purple. We know the purple all over the mini anyway, so we're okay with it. But look how powerful this red is. Like, that is a fucking red. Let's get right in to these recesses. I'll do all these flames at the front red. I'll come back in with some highlights and stuff later on, but this is what we're aiming for. Like burning Death Horse flying through the sky. You see we're getting that beautiful purple on that transition line. Put the red up towards the top of the rib cage though. So I'm going to rotate the model quite a lot, just to be sure we're getting everything in the right place and the right place only. I'm going to do a quick popping, got a download start tomorrow and a lesson afterwards, Lion's Day tomorrow. It is, bro, but you'll be fine. You'll be fine. If it's any consolation, bro, my average day is 16 hours, so. Right, I feel you, don't worry. But because of that, I know you'll get through it. I know you'll be fine. Got a lot of precision airbrushing to do in our lesson tomorrow as well, mate. So make sure you've given yourself time to have a bit of a rest between work and home, yeah? You don't want your brain to be fully active. Speaking of lessons, remember, next month, so on the 1st, I am going to, at some point during that day, make a post in the Patreon-only Discord area advertising another lesson slot. So keep an eye out for that. If you're interested in getting some painting lessons from myself, that is how to do it. It'll be offered to existing Patreon members first, if we don't get any takers within a day, which, based on the last couple of times that we've offered a slot, they've gone in one case seconds, like literal seconds, in another just a couple of minutes. So, you know, I'm waiting for the whole series of Winter Soldier and the Falcon to watch any of it. Same as I did with WandaVision, so I'm sure it's going to be great. Same as WandaVision, I actually really liked WandaVision. I thought it was good. I know a lot of people didn't, and you know, sucks for them, I guess. But I thought it was cool. I thought it was a really, really cool series. I thought it was very well executed. I like Paul Bettany anyway. I think he's great. And there are worse things to do than look at Elizabeth Olsen for a while. You know. Trying some more red in along the flank of that horse there. Brought new more recently, learned what Finecast is, what a disappointment. Oh shit, unlucky. Thought it was good, I'm glad I waited until it was done to binge watch it all. Yeah, exactly. I hate watching like an episode a week. So me and my other half put it on while we glued together a Gloomhaven box insert. It took 8 hours for the series to get the entirety of this box insert glued together. It was really grueling. Definitely grueling. There's seen a bit. Alright, let's start working this into the wing. So we want a set of purple to come up to about midway through this second. Yeah, I don't know what the real word is for that. There's got to be a real word for what a segment of a wing is called. I'll be damned if I know what it is. You can see we're sort of moving that over, coming back, intensifying that red, really beefing that up. Sergeant Major, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. As soon as you see Finecast or resin on the Games Workshop site, you're like, and I'm done. Like, if only Eisenhorn, the model they did for that, was plastic, not resin, we'd have an Eisenhorn. I need one more Audible credit to get the entire series of Eisenhorn now. Just waiting for book number 3. Just started the Araman books. Don't know why I'm doing this bit purple, but now we're doing this bit purple because I've started. No, it's not too late to change that and go back to that being teal. Let's get the red up in here before we forget which way we're going to do it. Tilt, you might be right. You might be right. Firstly, Chaos Space Marine Warp Smith, fuck me, the flash on that bastard. Yeah. Tilt, you're close, I'm sure. If the wing it try and finish the get some model with party, I have no idea how it's going to turn out, mate. It's so bad. It's so bad. Sergeant Rolf, so for anyone that doesn't know why Finecast exists, I'm happy to tell the story. But there's a reason why Finecast looks shit and feels shit and has really shit quality for molds and so on. And it's something that most people don't know. Because GW don't want to fucking tell you, right? They want to keep this a secret because it's fucking terrible. It's not like scandalous or anything, don't get me wrong, but it's one of those things you're like, they did what? Seriously? Desi is absolutely on the money. 50,000 channel points, and we'll tell the story. Just gonna clean the tip. Only downside to using inks and a lot of like small trigger pulls is that you end up with dry tip quite often, which is where paint is just sat too long on the tip of your needle. It builds up several layers, which then obviously becomes a blockage, and you can feel it. You can definitely feel it. Flow Improver helps, but just clean your needle. That's all. That's literally the best thing to do. Just keep cleaning your needle. Don't try and like persevere through it and just like, you know, grind it out without looking after your tool. Just do what you gotta do. Fire a load of red in there. But this side's looking pretty okay from the other side. Obviously we've got a lot to do up here. Keep going back and just popping in a little bit more of that red on the underside of these wings. And start working on the top. Flaps? Wing flaps? Don't know. Always clean your needle. Keep your tip clean. Always keep your tip clean. But yeah, Flow Improver is a drying retarder, and therefore just helps with that. It'll still happen, so just be aware of that. And every now and again, just like spray off to the side and like give it a full blast spray. So Vallejo, how much you use? I use Dark Earth, mate. I find so far out of my use of Vallejo stuff, that's been the one that's given me the best results. Especially for sculpting it. So building up those sort of craters and so on that I like to do for minis. That's a really good way. What time are we at? We're at 10:30. Loads of time. Give some creating transitions. Yeah, we've got another airbrush highlight to do for the turquoise and for the red. I'm going to build the red up to a little bit of an orange using some lemon yellow, or just going on with some orange. And then the turquoise, I'm going to build that. If we darken this down with a little bit of red, it's going to really just pop that up to turquoise. On this one, we've kind of lost control a little bit with the transition. So just fading in some very thin passes of that red now. Get that purple working through. So we just make that a little more diffuse, a little slower. That should do it. Alright, let's work the horse. Very, very, very small amount of paint, or ink in this case, coming out. Working really close now, using a lot of air pressure to keep that control, keep that nice and tight. So we're trying to avoid painting the blue where we can, but it's not like this is the final process for these areas, is it? You know, we've got plenty of brushed highlights to do. Clean needle? No, not with alcohol. You don't need to use alcohol at all. So I take a brush. This is the oldest brush that I have. This is the very first brush I bought when I got back into the hobby 5 years ago. And as you can tell, it's a Games Workshop base brush. This is what one of their brushes looks like normally after its second or third use. I.e. like all the bristles bent back on each other, can't hold a point, and so on. This lives in my water pot, and all you do to clean a needle is take your brush. I'm trying to tilt this without pulling ink away. You see the needle here, don't touch that. Put the brush in the side of your airbrush cup. Oops. And then turn that around. So this way you're putting no pressure on the needle itself. You're cleaning around it. And that will help to lift all of that crap off of your needle. Alright? Do not take that and jam it onto the needle. You'll bend your needle. The brushes, like the bristles, won't do it. But a build-up of paint, like if you get the ferrule in there a little bit too far, you know, that will bend your needle. And if you bend the needle tip, you fucked a needle. So, don't want to bend the needle. Absolutely. But just be real careful with it. Like, it's a very quick process for me now because I've done it thousands of times. Easily thousands of times. But the first few times you do it, just pay real close attention to exactly what you're doing with that brush. And be sure, 100% sure, that you're not hitting the needle with anything solid. Don't do it drunk. I mean, yeah. Psychotic, how you doing? And Sergeant Rolf, that sounds pretty rough. You've managed to after doing the inks but full of brushwork? Yes. For two reasons. One, the inks, because of the amount of flow improver we're using, quite glossy, and very glossy finish. And two, ink is obviously extremely thin. It goes on in layers that are even thinner than your regular acrylic paint. As a result, it's extremely easy to mark it, to remove it from the mini. You know, there's a lot of ways you can fuck up the work that you've done already with the inks, and we don't want to do that. Okay? That kind of goes without saying. As a result, we need to protect the miniature, and what I will probably do is give it a gloss varnish using just the Vallejo regular polyurethane gloss, so straight through the airbrush. And then after that's had a go and it's dried, then we'll matte it. And the reason we're going to do both is because bollocks. Oh well. That's what I get for talking while trying to dot the I's with a fucking airbrush. Never mind. The reason we do both is the gloss is going to give it a really good, strong, protective layer. And then the matte will eliminate the shine from that gloss. Which will also bring back surface tension. Gloss varnish helps to reduce surface tension. Which, if you watch the video that goes out tomorrow morning on YouTube, switch point YouTube, you'll see that in action. But yeah, gloss helps to break up surface tension. We don't want to do that. We want to be able to paint over our mini. And so we'll come back in with a matte. That'll make our life a lot easier with the painting. Right, need to go up to this section here now, because of how we've done the other wing. In fact, the purple needs to go just past that line. So I just changed the way my hand is, so it covers the base. We can just be a little bit more sort of further distance away from the mini at this stage now. Work from a distance, be a little bit more diffuse with our spray. Allow those transitions to be a little more natural. Then we can start bulk. Absolutely making that red bold as brass. Still got loads to do, but he's a very bright boy so far. Is adding a couple of drops of matte varnish to inks a viable option to help give the ink more resilience against subsequent layers of paint? No. The reason being, right, you're taking that varnish, which is your protective layer, and you're diluting that to a great extent. So it's just not going to cut it. Just stick a matte varnish over the top. I know competition painters that refuse to do it, and they don't even prime their minis. They know that no one is going to touch that miniature, even them. You know, and so they don't have to worry about the paint not sticking to the mini so well, because no one's going to pick it up. It's not going to need to withstand any handling, and they don't want that coat of primer, that one extra layer of paint, which is quite a thick layer, to be honest, to get in the way of any detail. Now, in realistic terms, it's very easy to over prime a miniature and lose detail if you're not paying attention. But if you're a competition painter, I'd suggest that you're probably paying more attention than the average person when it comes to doing some of the key stages on your mini, and as a result, are very, very less likely to fuck up your priming. But these guys are extremely, like, pathologically almost against adding in coats of paint they don't need, and so they won't varnish it, they won't prime it, and so on. For most people, in fact for anyone here that's trying to learn, if you're learning from me, you're probably not at that level, and we're talking like the level of like people like Sergio and so on. Because if you're still learning from me, and I'm definitely not at that level, then I can't get you there, so you've got the wrong teacher. So, for anyone here, myself included, I say that's a completely unnecessary thing. And because I paint miniatures for gaming, not just for display, then definitely no need to worry too much about that. What was the white paint you recommended, dude? White paint or white ink? Because white paint, I recommend Morrow White from P3. Or, if you can deal with the somewhat irritating caps, the Bold Titanium White from Pro. Still haven't had those caps come in from Jason. I don't really want to like follow up on it either, but yeah, the overprime is brilliant. Zabby's, I know. Jason is going to send me some. They just haven't arrived. He's sending me the flip top ones because I'd prefer that to a screw top. Same cap basically as things like this. He was going to send me like 50, and they haven't arrived. So I don't know if he's just not sent them. Or they're somewhere lost in the massive realms of post, or in fact, thinking about it, I know he's had some issues getting stuff to the UK, so maybe he's waiting on that to clear up, because he's still trying to get the base set 2 out to Element, and he seems to be having absolutely no luck with it whatsoever, certainly from their stock pages, that they're still having problems. I always think just UK going on ships, so take forever. Maybe that's it. Maybe they're stuck in the Suez Canal. I'm surprised nobody's taken the picture of the evergreen boat and then gone with the "I am the captain now" meme. Recently found Sergio Carbo on Instagram. Stuff's incredible. Learned a lot about blending from tutorials. The man is a fucking absolute genius when it comes to miniature painting. He's something else. At the moment, I don't have a lot of free time. That's not a whinge. I like not having a lot of free time. I like to be busy. I like to work. But right now, specifically, I don't have a lot of spare time. When I do finally get that spare time back, because it'll happen. What I want to do is pick up his Patreon and go through a lot of it. That guy is absolutely my top artist of all time. For me, he's the best painter out there. Like the precision, the blends, the colours, the realism. It's this magical fucking world of painting that how the hell do you do that, bro? Doesn't even begin to describe like the level of surprise when you see his work. Sergio Carbo. Honestly, just absolute baller. Angel's great, don't get me wrong. Love what he does. He's another artist that's predominantly airbrush like myself. And so gotta love that style, right? He's also someone that loves bright colours, high contrasts in his minis. But yeah. So again, gotta love that style. Same here. I mean, look at this fucking thing for a start. But Sergio is another level. When you have to look at a paint job and go, is that 3D art? Has this been done on a computer? Is this CGI? And you've got to do that, and almost everything he paints is like that. Just... what the fuck? This is going to sound horrible, alright? So take this as the joke it's meant to be. I hope he's the kind of person that goes and beats his kids or something. Because there's got to be something to hate about him, right? It's like, oh, he's an amazing painter, but he's an absolute bastard. I want that, but I know that isn't true, and he's a really, really nice guy. So, how? Painting's not my strong point, at least I'm practicing it, but managed to do some orc kit bash and sculpting finally for the boss and for the wah! Nice, dude. But yeah. Right, next up, let's do some more highlights on this bitch. Yeah, it's so bad. It's terrible. Like I said, take it as a joke it's meant to be. Because apparently Bing Crosby used to do it. So Bing Crosby was someone who's obviously very famous, like great singer and movie star and all that, right? And I remember reading a book. It was Mankind's autobiography, of all things. And he mentions it in there. I'm like, really? Shit. So that's where that came from. Right, there we go. Flushed out almost all that red. Now we're going to make up an orange. And I've got at least one orange ink, but I've got a horrible suspicion it's fluorescent orange. I can see it from here. There's fluorescent and then there's this. So that is super powerful. That's Dayglow orange. We've got some magenta, don't want that. What have we got lurking in here? Just a few flesh tones. Flame orange, that'll do. That'll do, which is much Oh, great. Much more natural than the Dayglow orange right next to it. You can't see much of a difference on cam. Let's do that and then do that. Now you can see the difference. Now you can see the difference. Whew. Fuck's sake, Cake Fisk! Oh, mate. So the other option is we take some lemon yellow. This will desaturate it because it's very pale. But it's a great yellow. So we take some of that and some of that, and we make our own orange with hooker and blackjacks. The right way is just less vibrant. Basically, this overpowers the camera with how bright it is. Like, if you put those two together, it just disappears. But that is still not, the camera can't deal with the power level of that, which I think makes Sergio so good. Practice. I mean, same as everything else, right? Practice. We're gonna do a mix, so grab our flow improver. I'm gonna do 4 and 2 with this and regular orange, I think. SJ, can you make it 2 for 2? Oh! Yes, you can. Cheers, brother. Yeah, practice, Wolf. That's it. Blood, sweat, and years. Same as anything else. You want to get good at anything in life? Don't take shortcuts. Just put the time in. Get good. Like, I'm not saying don't be efficient with your time. Don't use proactive learning techniques to really ensure you're getting the most out of the time you're spending on something. You know, there's a difference between learning passively because you just happen to be doing something 1,000 times and focusing on what you're doing to really learn. Big difference between those two things. Let's see what this is like. Not particularly orange. We can get more yellow in there. Definitely get more yellow in there. Let's double that up. That's better. Cool. Now I've got an orange. Right, let's get some highlights on this. So, don't want to make the whole thing orange, but we want to just bring out some brighter areas of colour, and this is going to help. Membrane! That's what that's called. Oh, fucking wing membrane. Wolf, you won't ever see things like that from Games Workshop, because Games Workshop don't paint like that. I don't mean they don't paint as well as that, because that's not true. There are some incredibly talented painters that work for GW. But you have somebody that works for GW that spends their life drawing boxes around stuff. Mikolas! Thank you very much for that host, bro. Crosby, hello, mate. Long time no see. So not Flappy Bit. Yeah, something like that. How's it going? It's going well, dude. It's going really well. Thanks for asking, and thank you for that host. But yeah, GW Painters, there's some great guys there. Latham is amazing. My buddy Damien now works there. He is a phenomenal painter. But they have to paint to the heavy metal style of painting, which is take a mini, draw boxes around the detail. And that isn't realistic at all. That's why we don't do it here. However, as a style, it's a really, really good style because it's easy to recognize at a glance. You look at it, you're like, GW model. Straight away. More importantly, it's easy to teach the kids and their staff. So, back when I worked for GW, you had to at least be a decent painter to qualify, right? Because you were the one responsible for painting all the shop stuff. it had to be done to a standard that little Timmy could come in and go, "Ooh, this looks really good. Can you teach me how to do that?" Not come in and go, "Yeah, I can do better than that." Tilts, some of the Forge World guys used to. In fact, you don't, because the only Golden Demon category you're allowed to enter as a staff member is the open competition. And that's like skill level up here to win that. Its current project doesn't have boxes around its marine. Cool. Who are we talking about? Are we talking about Sergio or Latham or who? Tommy Saul, top broke, an amazing GW staffer. Never met him, don't know him, but I'll take your word for it, bro. Right, if you're saying he's a top bloke, he's probably a top bloke. Wait, hang on, I have heard that name. I've definitely heard that name. Damien. Yeah. I'm not going to talk about Damien's work, because I know Damien, and Damien would never tell me anything he's doing that he's not allowed to tell me about, right? He's got an NDA, which he obviously very clearly respects. But just in case we've had a chat at any point, I had a conversation that might have like meandered around to things that he's painting for fun. I don't want to accidentally reveal something that shouldn't have been accidentally revealed to me, if he's ever accidentally revealed anything to me. Not that he'd do that, because again, fully respects that NDA. But yeah, GW staff back in the day used to only be able to enter the open contest, which had basically no boundaries. So most painting contests, you're like, it's got to be a character mini, it's got to be on such and so base, you know, it's got to be no bigger than XYZ. And that's the end of. With the open competition, it's just fuck it, do what you like, we don't care. And so the open competition used to be won by the Forge World artists every year, because not only have they got access to the best toys, they also never used to use just GW stuff. I don't know if that's still the case, but certainly back in the day, Forge World produced books where they told people they used Vallejo paint. You know? And you cannot do that now. I mean, Latham had his YouTube channel taken down because he used some Vallejo stuff. Like, understandably so, from GW's point of view. I know everyone was like, oh, fuck GW, how dare they? What do you mean, how dare they? That they have the man that is in charge of their team of painters advocating using another company's product over theirs. You can't do that. And I can't believe he got away with it for as long as he did. Like, no lack of respect to the guy. He's a extremely talented painter and stuff, but come on, mate, you had to see that one coming. To me, that reeks of, I wanted to fuck off my boss. So that's what I did. Tilts, absolutely not. You're not allowed to paint for anyone other than Games Workshop. Even as a staff member, we were not allowed to paint people's models. We were not allowed to do commissions. Did that stop us? No. But it just meant that if you were going to have a conversation with somebody about painting a mini, you didn't do it on the shop floor. You respected the rules of the company to the extent that you were going to. And then you do one. I've fucked a boss before now. Like, you know, Right time, right place, all that. Alright, that should do it for the oranges, I think. We're just going to double check the wings again. Some of these spooky flames. Looking good. Looking good. Super bright, very red. We like it. Now it's time for the turquoise to come back out. Boom. Tilt's ages ago. Ages and ages and ages and ages ago. Nightmare. Yeah, we're doing okay. Don't want to jinx it, but yeah, hi to everyone. Demon Badger, what up, dude? Yeah, his channel got taken down ages and ages and ages ago, mate. I know a lot of people had a bit of a paddy about it, but you just can't do that. Welcome to the 21st century, or even the 20th century. You know, non-competes, stuff like that. And I know it's a different thing, but certainly, whenever you work for a company, there's normally a clause in your contract that says like you're an ambassador for this company. Whatever you do in your personal time, you know, cannot reflect badly on the company, and so on. Stark CS:GO, how's it going? Cheers for that follow. And so you can't advertise or advocate another company's product. And even if it's just a normal heavy metal painter and not the boss, that would have been a massive problem. But when it's the guy in charge, GW clearly would have had a fit over that. Mate, sometimes Twitch just does that, alright? It's happened to me a few times. I've raided somebody, and I've been like, how did I not know they were on? Why weren't they in my recommended list? Or why weren't they in my list of followed channels at the side? It's because Twitch has gone, no, you don't need to follow this guy anymore. Like, thank you. Right, turquoise. I've got to tell you, my neighbour's kid watches your stream every Saturday once we paint. No way! No way! He should not be watching my stream at age 6. Oh, like when his dad beats his ass for saying some of the things that I come out with on this stream. I accept no responsibility. It says at the start, like, this is mature audience only. Only because Amazon Prime. Look, whatever lofty goals you wish to aspire to, that's fine. That's fine. But no children should be watching this stream. Like, he's gonna go to a tournament and be like, need to poop. Wait for fill a tank. Wait for that fill a tank. So if you've got a compressor with a tank, it's the whole point of having the tank is that you get a relatively consistent air pressure. All right. There's a lot of other reasons for having it, but that's like the big one. Yeah. Sure, it means that your airbrush itself runs for less time, so it makes less noise, and so on and such forth, right? But the biggest thing about having a tank is that completely even. Mature equals being allowed to be immature. Yes. Yes. And this is definitely apple juice. But yeah, get that tank nice and full, wait for the compressor to turn off, then give it a go. So this is just straight up turquoise ink. Our first lot we used some red, just to help dull it just a touch. Now bringing that back out with the turquoise. Really going for it on these wings. Just gonna lightly dust in there. Help to get another transition on that wing. And then, so we didn't on the red. Didn't think it would show up with that orange. We will do it with the blue, because it's just got clearly some extra pop. Just hit these like joints, the knuckles, or whatever they would be in the wing. Super, super vibrant, this. Let's do the underside, and then we can work over. And tell that kid, definitely, whatever he does, finish university before he decides to be a painter. Right. I've run this business for nearly 5 years. And then we got to the point where we could now do this. So metallic paint, you can use it with an airbrush, totally. But massive, massive caveat. Do not, under any circumstances, use Games Workshop metallic paint in your airbrush. Basically, they cheat the fuck out when it comes to their metallic medium. And the flecks are massive. So imagine if we are really, really zoomed in, using a microscope to some airbrush metallic paint, you'd find like little metallic fleck like this. Okay? GW metallic paint would be like this. Yeah, like 10 times the size. That stuff will clog your airbrush in a snap. You've got no motion, no room for GW metallics. So some really good ones to use. Vallejo Model Air metallic range are amazing, especially for silver. Their silvers are killer. Scale Color makes some crazily good golds. Like, Dwarven Gold, legendary. Viking Gold, absolutely on point. Necro Gold, super good for bad guys. Anything that needs like a dark, moody, nasty vibe to it, like some relic out of a Hellraiser movie or something. That's where you're going. GW paints you can use for the airbrush. I use a lot of them. Right now we're just using inks. But let's just grab some random GW paints. So here we go. We just put them into bottles because it's easier to deal with. We had a little bit of flow improvement, a little bit thinner to each one to get it into a bottle. That's it. Job done. Go to the airbrush, no issues. Skeptic, calm down. Calm down. The best part of school was meant to paint your minis in art class. I wish I'd have fucking aced art class. Instead, my art teacher, because all I wanted to draw was with permanent marker, that was my preferred medium as a teenager. And I didn't want to draw another fucking bowl of fruit. Basically threw me off her art class. Like, we finished GCSE, she's like, you're not doing this for A-level. If you can apply for the course, but I won't accept you. You've got absolutely no way. You're going to be terrible at art. You're not going to be good. All right. Well, I'm glad you gave me that advice 20-something years ago, 22, 23 years ago. I told me I'd never make anything out of myself as an artist. Gonna say you made the wrong call. Either that, or like she made the right call, and this is gonna go horribly wrong. I live in Brazil. We don't have specialized brands for the hobby here. Importing is crazy expensive, so monetary ratio is like $1 to $6 my currency. Okay, that hurts, man. So best advice I can give you then in that case is to just check out what local brands you've got. And don't get heavily invested into any one of them. Just like pick up a paint, see what it's like in the airbrush. If it works, great. Keep going with them. If it doesn't, you've only bought one paint, not the end of the world. Move on. Check out forums local to you as well. Alright? See what you've got. Maladeus! Dude. 9 months. Why didn't I sub 3 months earlier? I know it's been a year at least since following. Thanks for always giving her a full send, Jay. Cheers, brother. You get a new badge for 9 months, though. You get your hazard stripes at 12. Wolf, totally right. I was evil, used to break the permanent marker nibs so they leaked in kids' bags. Oh, you horrible shot. Sergeant Rolf. Cheers, Des. If it's even close to marginal, get the black sensor stuff on. Like, no offense, bro. I'm not going to risk the stream for you to show a nudie Eldar chick. I'm just not. And I know you appreciate that, so don't worry. You'd have your hazards by now. Mate, you'd have had your stripes. You'd have had your stripes. I'm hoping we get partner. I really am, just so we can get the badges. That I've said that many times now. I know you guys know that that's the reason for me, is all the stupid shit like that. But the 2-year sub is definitely going to have glowing eyes. Like, full on, like, eyes. Art teachers are usually bad artists. This one was terrible. Her preferred medium was charcoal for any sort of sketching, and then oils. And so you can get from there that she was a very, very old school art teacher. She must have been, we'll say, mid to late 50s when she was teaching us. So it kind of bears out. Alright, Des. Let me have a quick look now. So, there's a crown blade. Do me a favor, mate. Just make those bands a little thicker, and then you're good to go. All right. Right, let's get the tails on his coat. What time are we at? We are at just gone 11. Nice. So we should have plenty of time to finish this blue off in terms of the airbrush work. And then between this stream and the next stream, we work on this guy, which will be Tuesday. SJ! Dude! Still throwing the springs in there. I got head of man's got to fit new springs in the car. That's why I said springs. In the morning and prep for job interview. Have a good stream. Oh, shit, dude. Well, look, have a good time in job interview. Hopefully everything works out well there. Good luck. Let us know in the Discord if you have had a good interview or not. What's the job for? I'm waiting for it to be art teacher now. I watched this guy on Twitch. He said that art teachers usually don't know their shit. Whoops. Look at how powerful this turquoise is. That was red a minute ago. I blasted it all the way. Before we slide all the way down to, can we look at Major Kills Women of Warhammer calendar? I don't know what that is. But this weekend, remember, different stream schedule to normal. So, starting Saturday at 10 AM instead of 11 AM, which is our usual time on Saturdays. We're going to be kicking off the Necronathon 2.5. That's right. 2.5. Hardy plant section, fed up being self-employed. Fair dues, mate. Fair dues. It's a lot more work than I thought it was going to be. Fuck, I mean, just keeping all the information handy is like, oh yeah, here's the receipts, which are all emailed, fortunately, but we just make sure they go in the right folder and everything else. It's a lot, so I don't blame you, bro. But good luck. Working in a garden centre can be fun. I had a friend that worked in a garden centre. She worked in the cafe section, basically, but God, that blue is so fucking bright. Love it. In Canada, some notable 40k babes in not safe for work fashion, to say the least. Yeah, not bang. I've seen some weird shit when it comes to 40k. Don't get me wrong, as a general rule, I love the game. I like interacting with the people that also share a passion for the game. But there are some highly fucking questionable dioramas out there where you've got to think, I'm never shaking hands with this person. Probably because he's just rubbed one out, but also because this guy's clearly a bit of a scumbag. There's somebody who I won't name, posted on the internet that their favourite diorama was this particular one, and Womposaurus, I'm going to narrow it down to 5 between now and say Tuesday night stream, then we'll run the vote for a week. Yeah, his favourite diorama was a Eldar Guardian and a load of guardsmen, and the Eldar Guardian was in a state of undress, and the guardsmen were not going to have happy fun time, or at least she wasn't going to have happy fun time. On a side note, it's been statistically proven that 9 out of 10 people enjoy gang rape, and that was the theme of the diorama, and it's disgusting. I don't get why someone would do that. Why? And then for somebody else to say, oh, this is my favourite diorama on the internet, I'm like, okay, I don't want to know why that's your favourite diorama. The painting's not particularly good. It's not terrible, but it's not like anything to scream and shout about. And so I can only imagine that it is the theme, like the content behind it, rather than the execution. At that point, I don't want to know you. Yeah. I don't think we're allowed to say that word on Twitch, Polly. But I think that just screams someone that needs to get some fucking professional help. Theme is just disturbing, coming from the guy that is going through a project that also has, for some people, a questionable theme, but is so far removed from the violent and horrible act depicted in that one that it seems completely like not even a thing. It's just mad. It's just fucking mad. No, Polly, you're good, dude. It's just, I can't say it. I think is more the thing. So, oh, mate, exactly. Like your thing. Like what? I didn't mean to say it was the same thing. I genuinely didn't. What I meant was yours is what to some people will be very weird, and they won't agree with it, and you'll have those reactions. We've had that chat. But yours is just like a normal. Yours almost feels like a normal thing to do in comparison to something like that. That guy's fucked up. Right, I reckon that is our blue airbrush work done. So Reikenor has definitely got some colour on it. Like, definitely. Oi, sometimes I forget that my glass of water is paint water and I have to manage. Oh, nice. Nice. I hope you're not using lead paint. So I have a mug for that, just to be sure I can't possibly get it wrong. And it is a Wooden Spoon Wargaming mug. This is good. It does, however, this is cause for concern, say not paint water on it. It definitely is, though. So, yeah, he's just been using some cadmium reds. Uh-oh. Right, I like how this guy's turned out. So we've got lots of colour. We've got a nice moody green turquoise base. We've got loads and loads and loads and loads of work to do on this guy. We're not even like close to finishing the base coats, let alone anything else. We've got a lot of detail to pick out. That's probably a whole stream, just base coating all the rest of the elements. Everything on the bottom will be stone, so it's all going to be this colour. Obviously, black base rim goes without saying. But certainly, a lot of this will be, as we've painted it, we'll highlight up the blue for the flames. For things like the bone and stuff, we'll keep the horse, like the spirit horse, and so those will be red or blue or purple. Excuse me, somewhere in the middle of that spectrum, right? We've got these like candles and the holders, the candelabra. We've got this big old scythe. We've got loads and loads and loads of things to do. I want to make his face really stand out, and so I'm thinking that's going to be like a bone white, like really jumping out as a skull visage. Yeah, but I want to keep him looking relatively ethereal. So keep to like very far out colours like we've done here. But I'm liking him. I'm liking him a lot. Just going to swirl my airbrush through, and then we'll go into the whip. Dry Mystic, it's actually the only thing that's ever on my desk that's made out of china. I don't drink out of china, basically. I drink everything out of glass if I can. So I like to see what I'm drinking. There's no real reason for that. It's not like, oh, I had this horrible experience once where this happened. It's just I like to see what I'm drinking. So my coffee cups are little, like double-walled, thermally insulated glass cups. They're great. They fit an exact coffee in. So the larger measure from an espresso machine, ow, is what goes in them. Perfectly. Okie doke, before we do the whip, we've got some admin to do. That's along the lines of no fart logic. You can see it just to make sure. Like, I'm not sure that you've made the correct, like, intuitive leap there between. Actually, I'd just like to see my coffee because I like seeing my coffee. To might accidentally shit myself. Like that's a leap and a half. Anyway. Exciting stuff. Let's talk about all the things that we're giving away soon. Here is an entire Tyranid army. Damn, it doesn't fit in. So we've got some Zoanthropes, we've got some warriors, 9 warriors, 6 Zoanthropes, one of which will be a Neurothrope. Deck Flow! How you doing, brother? Thank you very much for that raid. Everyone, give this guy a follow if you can. Depends how much coffee you drink. I mean, there is that. Scrapic, how you doing? So we're going to wrap up the stream soon, but we've still got the whip gallery to do. So we've got probably another 20 to 30 minutes easy before we go. Throat Mystic, yes, that one definitely. Fritz Style, cheers for that follow and welcome. Deckflow, how's your stream, bro? What were you up to? So we're giving away a Tyranid army soon. On our stream's birthday, which is a month from today, we're giving away, or raffling off, a painted Tyranid army. So all of this arrived today. We've got 3 boxes of warriors. There's a lot of alien. It's a hell of a lot of alien. We need to work out exactly how we're going to arm these guys. We've got a unit of 6 to do and a unit of 3 to do. We've obviously got cannons and so on we can do. We need to work out how we're going to paint these guys. So ! Discord. Go to Discord. Go to the channel marked Streamiversary lists. and upload some photos of paint schemes that you'd like to see. Like this one, that definitely. Yellow and black, yes. We should do it. Finish the second Sigvald over 6 or 12, by the way. What? Over 6 or 12. That part I don't get. Tilts, peace out. Lime Green Murder Hornet, Crown Blade, get a picture, upload it, we'll vote for it. So we got 9 of those to do. We've got the Brain Bugs. The Zone Throat's got a Neurothroat to do, so one of the HQ choices, and then 5 of these boys. We have cellophane everywhere. The cool box, it's a big white box, so it's going to be good. 6 if I'm doing the Keeper Secrets them, or 12 if I do Zodiac. Oh my god. 2 Carnifexes. One of these is going to be Old One Eye, the other one is going to be a regular Carnifex. We need to work out what that guy's going to have as well. Probably big fucking crab claws and some kind of gun, that's for sure though. And the last step, the last part of the army to make it a legal battalion. Got to get another troops choice in. We got the Forge World Rippers. Because they look awesome. They look amazeballs. So that's an entire NID army. Up for grabs. Last weekend of April. Make sure you're here for that. You'll be able to buy tickets to the raffle. We'll be painting that over the entire weekend. And you could win that army for a £5. Not bad. But before we give that away, giveaways for this month include one lucky subscriber winning either the Lord of Virulence or Ripper Jackson. See the segue off of Rippers? Painted by me in a colour scheme of your choice. If you don't fancy either of those two things, you can instead have the contents of the mystery box, which I'm not showing you. It's a mystery. But in here, there is a mini. Rhiannon, thank you for that sub. You're now eligible to get on this giveaway. You've also been given 3,000 meeps because you subscribed, which is enough for 7 entries into the end of month contest to win a £50 hobby voucher to the hobby stockist of your choice. I mean, that's pretty good, right? That's pretty good. So the end of month stream is Tuesday, he says. Yes, Tuesday the 30th. That's the last stream of the month. So definitely tune in for that. If you want to get extra meeps, tune in all weekend, where we'll be doing a Necronathon 2.5. We'll be finishing off the 96 Necron minis we started last time and didn't quite finish. All we've got to do is edge highlights on all of them and a small amount of airbrush work on the Silent King. Can't be mad at that. Can't be mad at that. So, tune in this weekend for that as well. Let's do it though. It's whip time. Exclamation point whip. Let me see what you guys have been working on while I've been painting. First up is Crownblade. Finished a unit of Mortec Guard. Must say, bigger screen. That's so much easier to see. Nice, dude. Very nice. I'd like to see a little bit more variation in the blue. It looks kind of flat in comparison to the bone. The bone's got a lot of texture to it. Whereas the blue, because it's literally sort of flat scale panels like that, there's not a lot going on. You could take some of the darker blue that you've got on the standard, mix it in with that blue on the shields, and just glaze it into the recesses. It'll only take you maybe like 2 minutes a dude, if that. So I'd work in like batches of 5, just glaze. So where you've got that band of the shield, glaze from sort of the midpoint upwards, so in towards the recess of each one. Just do like all 4 parts of the shield. Do the next one. By the time you get to the end one, the first one's dry. Do it slightly less, like so reduce the amount of paint a little bit, and then maybe one step further, up to you. But that'll just change those shields and give them a little bit more life and power behind them. But as always, dude, really good, really clean. This is what I like about your work, super clean. Underdog painting, how you doing? Put white lightning on them. No. Need to have Night Lord Sigmar dudes. It'd be weird. Could do that. Actually, one other thing, you could, on the banner, the design on it is, again, a little flat. Get some highlights on the grey on the white areas and just let them jump out a little bit more. But otherwise, mate, really good. Really good. I like the colour scheme. Simple, it's effective. Got the entire army to do. Start there. Admiral Ants, Necron Overlord. I'm using to test out OSL. Not bad for my first attempt, but I definitely need more practice. So Admiral Ants is Evil Ants. You do need more practice. Yeah, if we look at the orb, predominantly, the middle of it should always be brighter than the light that it is casting. Yeah? But that is very much like the orb is one color, and then there's no real like drop off past that point. It's just that's one color, and the surround is another color. That's not as powerful. You could also use a couple of edge highlights, just get in there and just nick some of those lines to give it the effect of light reflected. Let me show you. In fact, I've got a OSL piece on my desk right now. So here's the Telemon Dread that we did as part of the last Custodies commission I did. So let's use this as a good standpoint, right? So this is casting light downwards. It's hitting here. And you've got that gradient where the light is, and then it fades out the further you go. That's the kind of thing I'd like to see on your guys' hands. You've got that tachyon arrow, the little dot in the middle, and the fade out. That's that part. The second part is these little bright lines. So these little crisp edge highlights just help sell those edges. So like here, as it comes down this, this sort of arch where we've got the rivets, that bit there just really helps to pick out that line. And if for your guy on the tachyon arrow, you've got that kind of cross that goes in the middle of the hand and the gem is in the middle, if you did a line on the underside of those, and then maybe at the bottom of that one, to just show where that light has caught an edge and just giving it that gleam, that would help you go a long way through this. It's those little extra bits and pieces that really help to sell object source lighting. All the work we did on Lenny and Carl, yeah, that was the majority of it. Just finding the points where light just like pops off that surface, get those gradients in, that kind of thing. Good work though. I like the color scheme. So this one on the back is much better. You've got that little diffuse glow around it. That one's much, much, much better. Again, a couple of quick edge highlights really help sell that. And don't forget as well, get a few extra shadows in there. When that light is being cast, there'll be other elements of the miniature that cast a shadow where that light hasn't been able to go past. So, something else you can work on. Yeah, good work though, dude. For what's a first attempt, you've smashed it. Seriously, way better than my first attempt. But we've done a lot of OSL now. And you get to a point with it that you just have like a knack for it, and it's just, I know I need to fade that out by this far on this point. It is something I will be doing a full video on. Probably within the next month. So, stay tuned. One more pick of it done. Cool. So that's a bigger pick. definitely needs those edge highlights there, mate. Just mix up that red, get a little brighter highlight right in the center, and then just hit those edges with it. Right, Mystic Enigma, my new Dark Angels HQ. Oh, that looks sick. This is a Sigmarine, I want to say. You've got Sigmar, what are they called? Stormcast legs. Possibly arms as well. This is cool. This is very cool. Nice bit of sculpting work around the gorget and so on there. I like it, dude. Has he got a name? That's the thing. He needs to have a name. Otherwise, he'll be Flaily McFlailison. And that's no good. No one wants that as a name. Is the Iron Halo there from that backpack, or is that something else? Because it looks larger than normal. Tyran, need to add decals, and yes, I need to learn to do lenses better. Well, let me get a bigger shot of your... Oh, hello, wrong screen. Bigger shot of those lenses. They're not bad. They're not bad. Flailing Angel. Yeah. So last week on Patreon, we released a video on how to do lenses. Yours are a little flat. That's the only issue here. I want that as a name. I mean, in real life, Flaily McFlailison would be an okay name. But I think on a tabletop, not so much. Wampasaurus, peace out, bro. Thanks for sticking around tonight. Yeah, Toonie Spruce has just put that link in for Patreon. We did a video guide on how to paint lenses and how to do effects of screens and so on. And tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock in the morning, the lens tutorial goes up as a written PDF guide, fully illustrated on Patreon as well. So maybe worth a check out. Not a bad attempt though, bro. Not a bad attempt. I feel like you could do a little bit more with the edge highlights. The ones you've got are really, really thin. And they're very sparing. I'd probably... Actually, no, it's not the highlights. It's not the highlights. You need to do some more work with the shadows. That's the biggest thing here. We're lacking some contrast. The front panel of this is very uniform, right? You need to take maybe a dark brown wash, strong tone from the army painter if you're only a Games Workshop painter. Branch out. Army paint washes are great, but if you can't get them, pick yourself up some Agrax Earthshade and get in. All of those rivets need a bit of a wash. Just put my arm in paint. All of those need a wash. All of the recessed areas around your missiles at the front need a wash in there. Darken those down. These are really, really important things to do to help break up the surfaces. And that way you get attention on everything. What you've done is good. It is good. But get these extra steps in there and it will really, really pop. Last pick. See, it's tidy. It is tidy. But anything there that's red kind of fades out and everything else jumps up. And that might be what you were going for. In which case, great, you've smashed it. But I think the red deserves a little bit more attention. Because it's such a massive part of this model. Good on you though, mate. Here's Flaily McFlailison again. For a different angle. Oh, he's got bits of custodes on. That's what the arms are. Ooh. Hello. A little bit of extra sculpting at the back as well. Nice work, dude. Yeah, really, really nice. Well done. Let's see him painted. See him painted. There's more than 100 rivets on that model. That'll be fun. Tyron, as someone that has painted many, many, many marine tanks, just get on with it. That's it. That's all I got for you, bro. There are, I want to say something like 326 rivets on a repulsor. We've done a couple. On impulsors, there's somewhere in the 150-ish region, 170-ish region. We've done a couple of them as well. So just gotta do it. Just gotta do it. Brookie, not sure which legion to go. I mean, it's a winged demon prince with lightning claw hands. Night Lords for sure. Night Lords for sure. His name's Dave McFuckface. Great. Great. Well done. Mystic Enigma 79 is clearly not his birth year based on that. I guess, damn. They're good wings. They're good wings. Work quite well for a Chaos guy. Alright, Saragon, working on getting these up to a tabletop standard. Finished initial base coat of main 3 colours, but still a long way to go. Dude, I remember seeing these when every single part of it was on a freaking cocktail stick. And it was just like rows and rows and rows of accessories for them. I know you've taken a break from painting, but it feels like this project might be the one that's going to break you if anything is. Keep going, mate. Keep going. There's light at the end of the tunnel. You know, still all your oils to do and all that, but that's the fun part, right? Rather you than me, though. Rather you than me. Alright, Toonie Sprues. Really happy that a face came out, but I'm a little lost on these wings. Am I doing it right? I feel like the wings looking a little chalky. Okay. Ryder's looking good. Ryder is looking good. Get ever so slightly like darker shades going on in the purple and the blue. Especially the feathers from the helmet there. So rather than using a wash, take a darker version of that paint and just paint the recesses on. So with the feathers, do a couple of lines, like you've got the pinion in the middle, and then do some lines just very, very thin coming off of that. And ideally get them to match up with the recess you've got. So whether the outside of the feather just sort of pinches in, you've got one bit there and one bit there, it's to line up to there, down to that pinion. Let's have a look at these. Okay, you've started the highlights. This is good. There are a trillion to do. Because this is exactly the same as Magnus's wing. Like, I guarantee you GW design team copy-pasted that. They're identical. The way to do it is basically to take some pale versions of that paint and do a load of highlights. Be real careful down here by your thumb. You're rubbing that paint off. I'd rebase coat those areas, matte varnish it twice, get that protection, and then go back to it. You're getting a bit of a texture like around the middle section there. So like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like right by this right click, yeah, just to the right of it. So all of like this line, you're getting a texture there, and that looks like it's just from washes that have gone on too much, and then maybe where you've handled it. Be real careful there, dude. You've put a lot of work into this mini, and it's super easy to ruin with things like that. This side looks good. Okay, I think you need more separation between the feathers. That's the thing for me here. Right. Gloss varnish it. Fix that base coat first. Then gloss varnish it. And then hit the recesses with a mixture of gloss varnish and go with a pale blue. Like, no, can't do that. You want like a Signar blue highlight. Like a light blue. In fact, what you do want is Secret Weapon Miniatures blue wash. That's what you want. Pin wash would work, but I'm suggesting to gloss varnish it first and make that pin wash a lot easier. Because coming out on tomorrow's YouTube video, you'll see exactly why this is a point. But spoilers, here it is. Tomorrow's video is all about creating your own resin bases. No casting required, no sculpting required. Just make your own resin scenic bases. And it covers everything from the pigments to the OSL to creating of it, all of that. But the thing we're going to talk about is these bits, the statue heads. They've been gloss varnished, so I can get a pin wash in there and just hit all the recesses super fast. Gives me a different finish, because I haven't then matte varnished those down. But it really, really helps. I'm suggesting that is what you need to do here. So you've got what, 6 days? 5 days, because that's not counting today. Yeah, fuck it. Gloss it, then mix some gloss varnish, some thinner, and some like decently bright blue paint together, and then pin wash all of that with that. And then check your highlights afterwards, because that might just give... It's extremely pastel, and that's totally fine. So don't go for like a... Look, the colour you want is this, but applied really thinly. Yeah? So there's a suggestion of this in those recesses. That's what's going to get you there. Once you've done that, you can then take some of your existing colour that you've got here, mix it with something like a Sickly Skin for your blue, Menoth White highlight for your greens, and then just paint in a couple of the highlights on the feathers. Because you've due to the way that you've decided to paint this, where you've got like blue bits, green bits, blue bits, green bits, it's a bit of a jumble. And you need the separation in there to just pull those areas apart. Once you've done it, highlight it, and put a pin in it. That'll be okay. But good luck, dude. You've really pushed yourself with this mini, and it shows. Right, Jay Butterworth. Premise Dev Sergeant update and the start of my Leviathan. Yes. Yes. Like it, dude. Nice work on the sword. Good blend. Will it blend? Yes, it will blend. Yeah, good stuff. I said a red on the handle is a little bit too much. I'd knock that down a little bit with some brown ink, because due to how bright that red is, it takes away from the power sword. Your power sword's kind of desaturated, right? So knock that red down a step. Let focus be on the blade, which is where you've put the majority of your work. Right, Leviathan time. Oh yeah. That's the Melter Gun arm as well. Love it. Keeps the theme. Absolutely fantastic. I do hope the other arm is like a big close combat, like whammer. Nice work, dude. Love that bright green. Keep it up. Right, Grimrock. Not painting, just some sculpt and kit bash. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, cute. Cute. Big ass orc banner. I like it. Bit of sculpting work. You can see just down the joints. We got a... Oh, hello. Okay, so this is... I want to say the Sigmar War Boss. And he's looking at something he's holding in his hand. I can't quite make that out. Is it his helmet he's taken off? I can understand what you're going for here. But he's sort of at such an angle. I think he's got a little bit of a crick in his neck. I love the fact he's got a stogie in his mouth, though. Love the fact he's got a stogie in his mouth. Orcs, going by the traditional GW voicing of orcs, for me at least, should be like old school English gangsters. What was his name? Barry the Baptist from is it Lockstock? Was that? Yeah, Lockstock. People like him. That's what your orc bosses should be like. A lot of green stuff work here, dude. Nice work, though, man. Nice work. See, this is an orc from Sigmar that looks like he belongs in 40k. Uh, 015. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Thin this down. It's very powerful. But this is the colour. Yeah. It's better to thin it down and apply it twice over that gloss to nail it. But always less cigars as extra pilot lights. My favourite little detail. Nice. I like it. I can't see that happening, Sergeant Rolf. I just can't. I can't see it being like demons. Right, Demon Badger still going on the little caterpillar. Mate, that blue is something else. I love that little mischievous look he's got on his face. This is class. Is this finished now? I don't know if this is like done. I've got a little bit of constructive feedback about a really small thing, but it niggles me. The bottom of the hookah, you've got the like gold rim around the bottom, and then you've got the silver bits that come up and the purple like body of it. Right, let me just zoom in. Just follow this second thing down. Like on that join line, I'd just maybe tidy that up by putting a real dark wash right across that bottom bit, just so when that purple comes down to the gold, it's a dead, like, that bit's finished, this bit started. Rather than some of the overlap that you've got here. It's really difficult because these details look like they blend right into one another. But everything's fucking great on this. But I noticed that from this picture, just where the silver is and that little bit of gold. I'm like, I just changed that one thing. There's a bit more on the eyes on the back. Oh, I forgot about that. It's got fucking all over, hasn't it? But yeah, that I think needs some work. I love these little pink feet he's got. They're so cool. She didn't make you take an evening walk. I don't know what it is. What's the way to get me one of these? Man of this, I have no idea. But I really, really like this. Super characterful. I'd maybe on the side of his cheek there, just like bring that out a little bit further. What you really? That's pressed right up against his face. I don't know. Those eyes are freaky as fuck. Oh, getting quite uncomfortable looking at that. That's gross. Oh no, that's creepy. It's amazing. You've done a great job on it to evoke that reaction. Yeah, we're done looking at that. Good way to practice eyes. That's one way of looking at it. Yeah. Drunk Mystic worked on these wings this morning and resisted dry brushing. Pretty happy. Yes! Now we're fucking talking. Awesome. Awesome. Attention to detail on that. Brilliant. Fucking brilliant. No need to dry brush stuff like this. You've absolutely smashed it, dude. Oh, that's absolutely banging. See? Don't dry brush. Now, some of these were obviously harder to paint than the ones on the upper side. And you can see that because some of the lines are a little thicker. It's a quick tip when you're doing something like this and it's just really tough to get into, just thin your paint one step further. Use a brush that's definitely got a nice point on it. And above all, pay attention to the amount of paint that's drying on your bristles. Keep washing that brush out. Like do maybe this much on a wing and then wash your brush, take it out, and away you go. But the underside is always, always harder. That one looks great. Nice job, dude. Oh, excuse me, people. Sorry about that. Really, really nice job. Well done. Right, Niveus. First model is 100% custom sculpted. Updated the legs, added the arms. Sorry for picking it grainy and the primer. Oh, great. You've got grainy primer. You have. Nice, dude. Really, really good. Very, very inspired by GW, but none of this is a like clone of what they've done or sculpted from scratch. Well done, mate. Well done. Servitor. My attempt at Minotaurs. Love Minotaurs. I really like them. It's just that solid metallic look. It is difficult to pull off and get really, really good because it's hard to shade it. It's hard to highlight it without changing it too much. But when you see it done well, super good. And this is really, really well. I like how much verdigris you've got in here. It's subtle. None of it's like super bright blue or like weird turquoises or anything like that. You've kept that as a nice way to shade and knock back some of the very, very nice brass, bronze, we would call it. Battle damage is difficult. Battle damage doesn't have to be difficult. I've done a load of videos on battle damage. One of which is on I want to say Patreon with the Mechanicus robots. And there's one on YouTube actually for the dragster. So one way of doing battle damage and making it look realistic in 3D is by painting it on. So some of these lines, like right here, it starts with some sculpted battle damage, and right here it does as well. But just drawing on lines, very, very thin lines of paint, like we've done. You can't see the guns in the way, but there's a really good bit just behind the gun here. So little scratches, super easy. And you can still do that with your Minotaurs. And another way of doing it, by accentuating that, is painting a dark line. So you could use a dark brown. Probably wouldn't use black because it's too much of a step. But use a dark brown and then go underneath it with an ever so slightly lightened version of your main armor color. Just do a very thin line underneath it. It'll look like 3D damage where something's really scored into the metal. That's the sort of thing I would do. Master Mouse! Peace out, dude. Yeah, good work. Solid stuff. Careful about overdoing it with the verdigris. It's getting a little bit too much around the rivets on the back fairing of that bike. Great job on the battle damage on the shoulder plate though. Like that a lot. Yeah, solid stuff, man. Just found a Rhinox hide and stuff like that. Didn't show. Rhinox hide's got a lot of red to it, which probably won't work so well on this. If, however, you try to think of the Games Workshop paints, and I can't. No, I use one called Battlefield Brown from P3. That mixed in with a little bit of black will absolutely pop out. All right, MC. Finished my first of 5 vet intercessors. Not being in the mood to paint, this was very dragged out. Okay. Sometimes you get that, you know, that whole like paint fatigue, brush block, whatever you want to call it. You know, for me, I do something different for 20 minutes. No more than that, because it's my job and I've got to. And brush fine, shooting matte work tonight and gloss it tomorrow. Mate, just leave it till tomorrow. Put the airbrush like gloss on, and you have to gloss it and then matte it afterwards, right? So gloss it tomorrow. Leave it 5 minutes for the gloss to just sort of settle in. Give it one of those. Then get on. No worries, Civital. Let us know how you get on with it, yeah? I like these though. They're very cool. Super, super stylized highlights. That like ultra bright highlight that you've got on there. It's good though. It works. I like the colour scheme. I do like the colour scheme a lot. Little splashes of white add a lot to it, and it helped to bring those highlights you've got sort of under a little bit of control. They could look a little bit too bright if that wasn't there. So having that just really like tempers it. I like it a lot. And the leatherwork, yeah, definitely on these holsters. That's really, really nice. All right, Zex working on a Ghost Arc. Getting some more of that OSL down. Again, get into the recesses, like hit those with a little bit of darker color, just to help like really focus that glow, and then get some edge highlights around there and really just pop it right out. Especially something that's predominantly metal like Necrons, yeah. The armor around it would really be shiny. So same feedback as before when it comes to OSL. With regards to everything else, it looks pretty good so far to me, man. Keep going. These things are such an absolute bastard to paint, though. But I'm never ever doing one of those again. I don't care how good they get. We're just not doing it. But anyway, this is what we painted tonight. We got all of this guy done for a black undercoat, so not bad. This goes to show you that using inks and building that value layer and putting really thin coats of ink over the top of it can be quite a quick and effective way of getting stuff painted. Ink's definitely for the win. So we're going to gloss varnish this guy off stream. We're going to matte varnish him afterwards, and that's going to take us to a place where we can just start getting paint down. So the next stream we work on this guy will not be Saturday. That's the Necronathon 2.5. We're going to finish off all of our Necron army over the course of the weekend. I'm going to be streaming for about 14 hours a day, Saturday and Sunday. Ideally, I want to get every single one of the miniatures that we started last Necronathon highlighted up with the edge highlights. And then, if we've got time, go all out on the bases. So we'll get the fucking mask on, and we'll get all the pigments out, and we'll get all of those on 206 miniatures done. See if we can get 206 minis based on top of the edge highlights. It's a lot to ask, but maybe. All right. Ogre Ray, thank you for following Servitor. Cheers for the beard compliment. Nalindi, oh darling, you're coming in right at the very end. Hang on, Nalindi. Thank you for the rate. I know you missed that earlier on, so we had to go all out. Momo, what up? Luke Taylor, Mauser Shmoo, I think. How you guys doing? We were literally just wrapping the stream up. We were about to go and raid somebody else. Fire, what up? So you come in right at the very end, but this is what we worked on this evening. This is it. This is Reikenor, the Grim Halo. We did a load of value layer down on the sort of black primer that we did. Then we worked up everything else with inks. So all of this has just been using acrylic ink. We've used turquoise, yellow, purple, this incredibly vivid green that took a lot of dilution to get to a place where we could use red, black, white, you name it, we've got it on there. So, this weekend, starting Saturday, 10 a.m., Necronathon 2.5 starts. 10 a.m. Sunday, we're going to continue it on. We've got 28 hours of stream over the course of 2 days. And don't forget, tomorrow morning, if you really want more content, there is the YouTube video that goes up, how to create your own resin scenic bases. This was scratch built. There's no sculpting required. There's no casting required. You can come up with your own scenic bases just like this. And we go through the entire painting guide on this as well. How to do that OSL. How to work all of this in with pigments. This is a great guide. Up tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. on YouTube. Go check that out. !YouTube. Go and give us a sub. There you go. It's clipped. Nalindi, you can use that. If you want to put my voice on your stream, you've got my permission. Go for it. Let's go find someone to raid. Let's see who's looking cool on Twitch today. Slow Fuse is on. We raided Slow Fuse recently. Green Eyes. Eeny Minis is on. Fuck, no way. I haven't seen that girl in ages. Oh, we never get to catch an Eeny stream. It's got to be done. It's got to be done. Fire, thank you very much, man. So, when we get there, say hi. Let her know where you've come from. Spam the chat full of meeps. All the usual stuff, right? I'll see you back here 10 a.m. Saturday morning where we're going to paint 96 Necrons again. Peace.